So, we are going to be looking at a scenario where civilization starts over. We are on episode 62, and in the last episode, there was a all-out war inside of the Middle East. We saw two major powers collapse, that being Yemen and Israel, while a bunch of other countries around them expanded, that being the Lime Team, Cyprus, Sudan, and a bunch of new countries popped up inside of the Middle East. If you guys enjoyed these videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and well, let's go ahead and get into this scenario. The Cold War is still very active, and well, it's been a few days, so we need to update the bomb layer numbers. So the North American Union was at 18 bombs. They are now at 30 bombs. Russia was at 28. Russia is now at 40 bombs. The Scandinavian Union was at 12. They are now at 20 bombs. The Red Italians and the Dutch were both at 1. Now the Dutch is at 4 not nuclear bombs, but 4 bombs. And the Red Italians are actually at 10. The Indians were at 20. Now they're actually at 40, tied with Russia. China was at 10, and now they're at 26. But, Russia really does not have 40 bombs inside of their own territory. They actually have 36 inside of their territory. Where are the rest of the bombs? Well, the rest of the bombs may be inside of the Persian Union. Russia has 4 bombs stationed inside of the Persian Union, which, India is going to be like, whoa. And China is going to be like, whoa, whoa. So we're now placing bombs inside of other territories. And Russia was like, there was never a rule that there couldn't be. So, China is going to say bet. India is going to be like, okay. Well, China, what are you doing? Well, China has just put 6 bombs inside of the red team. And, that's really all that's going to happen with, people sharing bombs. But we actually have 2 new countries getting bombs. During this time, Adaria has developed 2 bombs. And, we actually need to go over to this Israel area. Israel was developing bombs. And, they were this close to getting there. They were being developed inside of the capital. And, who has the capital of Adaria? Now, if I can find the layer, it's super hard. Okay, I'll cut one sec. Well, the capital of Israel, I'm pretty sure, is right here. Well, Egypt, a very unlikely country, had just finished up that bomb, and now Egypt has a bomb. This is kind of weird, but Israel was this close to getting a bomb, and Egypt has it now. And, that same thing may be happening with Yemen. But, it turns out that they were also developing bombs inside of their capital. But now that this area has been divided up, they were making 4 bombs. And, these 3 right here are going to go ahead and split those 4 bombs. Sudan is going to take 1. Cyprus is going to take 1. And the Lime Team is going to take 2. So I guess I lied about they're only getting 2 new bombs countries because, now there's 3 more. And bombs are developing fast throughout the world. But now we need to update this right here because, the Scandinavian Union, these might not all be the Dutch team's bombs. It turns out that the Dutch team only has 1 of their own bombs. The rest are the Scandinavian Union's. And so the Scandinavian Union only has 17 bombs in their territory and 3 in other territories. And that is going to be it for the bomb layer. Now let's go talk about other stuff. The first thing, after heavy kind of peer pressure, Ohio joins up with the Union. This is a major event for the North American Union because, they have an easier access to this Massachusetts area. And now the North American Union is trying to persuade Quebec, this kind of pink country right here, all of these guys right here, and pretty much all of Central America, even Colombia, they're trying to persuade into joining up with this union. Pretty much all of them say no, except for this pink country right here. Don't know how useful this is, but it's land. And that is all not the North American Union is going to be expanding. There is actually now going to be something happening inside of South America. There are countries inside of Venezuela that, provinces that want independence. And, instead of fighting a civil war, we see Venezuela just letting these provinces go. But unfortunately for Venezuela, these provinces are going to be in this Panama area. So they are just going to be getting independence just like this. And, Venezuela did lose out on some pretty valuable land because I am going to say there is a Panama Canal here. Their capital is going to go ahead and go right here. And here is Panama. Now we need to go over to South America because, there might be some stuff happening over in South Africa. There is a rebellion breaking out inside of South Africa. At first, this rebellion is going to work to connect up the land that it has, I guess. And, they're going to do very good in the start of this war, connecting up with most of its territory like so. South Africa is going to wipe out this piece right here, though. But before troops can really get to this front line, we see this rebellion moving down this whole coastline right here, and they're getting pretty close to the capital of South Africa. And, even worse, another rebellion pops up over closer to the capital. And, these people, it's kind of more of a revolution. They want to change the government of South Africa and want to be the real South Africa. But this whole African Federation right here, that's what I'm going to call it, also begins their invasion of South Africa. And, this part right here is going to come at a cost for the African Federation. This kind of red team right here is going to make a massive invasion right here into this African Federation and get very far into these areas like so, even connecting up with this very valuable lake right here. And, this is not good for the African Federation. Angola is also going to join in on this war right here, moving into these areas right here, and as well getting very far in like the red team did. And, it turns out these guys don't really have that strong of a military anymore. A lot of them kind of just ran away and also just gave up. And, why do you think these guys aren't on the top 15 anymore? And then Madagascar declares their independence. And now Tanzania is moving into the African Federation as well. Mainly, they wanted to encircle this whole lake right here, moving into these areas right here. And, it's just not going good for the African Federation. And, after all of this Tanzania stuff happens, the people, the rulers inside of the African Federation are going to go ahead and decide to dissolve the African Federation. And so, I'm just going to color it white for now. But just know this whole area is going to be divided up again. South Africa is going to start regaining these areas right here. But the green team is absolutely destroying South Africa. And, it's just not going good as they capture the whole border with the red team. Even worse, as this yellow team somehow has a navy and makes a landing, taking the capital. And, the government is pretty much gone. The same thing is going to happen. They're just going to go ahead and dissolve South Africa like they did with this. And let's go ahead and look at a peace treaty. We see this green team going to be taking all of this land right here. The yellow team is going to take all of this. We then see a pink nation popping up right here, but this area is very unstable, so they are going to go ahead and divide it up into two. And it is going to be right here. There is the South African Civil War. And, now let's go ahead and look at the African Federation division. This red team is going to take all of this land right here and then just give up the rest. This Angolan team is going to take all of this. And now we need to see what Tanzania is going to take. Tanzania is actually only going to take this land, and that's because they only really wanted to surround this whole lake right here. This black country is going to still exist right here. We see a light blue country right here. A light pink country here. We actually see a big gold country right here, and this is one of the major entities that was inside of the African Federation. These guys consider themselves the real African Federation, but even though it's really these guys. It's because these guys keep the same color, the same capital, the same name. These guys have a different name, a different capital, and yeah. When the pink team was here, when they first came, they should have gotten a lot more land than they did, but now they have all of this. The teal team is going to take all of this. We see a kind of green team right here. We see a square country right here. We see a blue country right here. And the rest of this is going to go to one country. And there is the division of the African Federation and South Africa. That is going to do it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye. And here is the end card. Member shoutouts being Darklight, King Cheese, Gail Martinez, PJ Lex Jetto, Medlem, and Eddie. Thank you guys for being members. Daily news, tariffs have shaken the markets. How worried should we be? Yeah, I saw that. Image of the day. Yep. And then we are at 1,183 subs out of 5,000. 5,000 is the end of your goal. I want to try and get to that. So, yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to go subscribe to my new channel, being the Pookie Mappers. Link it in the description. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.